Yes, now you can share your screen again to your presentation and you proceed. We shall be able to hear you.
Able to see the screen again?
No, not yet. You have clicked on share and share entire screen. Okay. We can't see the PowerPoint yet. I don't know. Is it your PowerPoint displaying?
You can see it?
Oh yeah, it has come. You can see it now. You can just close that things. That thing. You can just close it. Yeah. Then you can proceed.
You can see the full screen now?
Yes, we can see the full screen.
Okay, members, sorry for that disruption. I was taking you through the mandate of the UNDS, and the emphasis is on that our mandate is a unique one and it is double-fold. We are required to promote standards and metrology, and we are also supposed to enforce standards and metrology. So the promotional aspect is especially supposed to help us in the first place to develop standards that are used in Uganda, but these are also standards that are used in the East African community, as well as standards that are used at the continental level, that is the African continent, and also standards aligned to international requirements under the International Standardization Organization arena, the ISO. When we develop standards, we are supposed to promote them through the industry. We run what we call certification. Certification where we go to the industry and require them to have products that comply with the requirements of the standards. And here it is a request to industry. That's why I'm saying it's promotional. And after that, we test at our laboratories, we test the products to make sure that what is being manufactured, what is being sold in the market meets the set standards. But also there's an effect where when all that is done, the business community is not complying. And when it is not complying, we pull out our regulatory role, which is enforcement of standards. And this we do through inspections. Inspections are done in two categories. We do the inspection products that are not manufactured in Uganda. Those are imports. And under imports, we are at the entry point at the customs area with the URL to inspect the products that are destined for Uganda against Uganda standards. But we also do internally for the products that are both manufactured but also imported that are within the market under what we call market surveillance. So, and because, why do we do this? It's because sometimes the will for the business community to comply is not there. Not for everyone, but for some. And yet, in undertaking our mandate, we are supposed to protect consumers. So you'll find that the UNDS Act empowers us to the enforcement. There is no commitment from either the manufacturer, the trader, or the business person to do who comply with standards, we enforce. But enforcement comes in after resistance or maybe failure to comply with the requirements of the UNBS. So I think I have already explained to you the import inspection and the surveillance. And then we also have what we call the legal metrology. The legal metrology is fairness, promoting fairness in trade. And fairness is what you buy is what you get. What I say from the seller is what is correct, accurate. So it has issues of weight and measures. For example, under the sale and labeling goods, these are packaged goods. These are products that are packed in the absence of the consumer. For example, cosmetics as well as cement and also the other thing is bread. And unfortunately, we are looking for you when you live there. So the Bureau makes sure that the measuring equipment within the manufacturing facility are accurate and giving the right quantity. The other aspect is under utilities. For example, electricity. Tell you that you are taking a unit of power. Is it actually a unit? If it is water, is the metering accurate? And if it is fuel, for some of us who drive motorcycles or motor vehicles, when you go and pay for the liter, is it actually the liter that is being given to you? So that is also part of the UNBS mandate. And I want to take you deeper because we are talking about cross-border trade. It's what we call import inspection. And under import inspection, the Bureau's work is in twofold. There is what we call the pre-export verification to conformity, what we call PIVO. Now, here, the Bureau requires the trader to test their products from the country where they are importing from or where they are exporting from. I will give you an example. If you say you're bringing something from China to Uganda, you subject that product to the Ugandan standards. And we have contracted service providers to do this on our behalf because we are all aware that as countries, we cannot be present in all those countries. So we have contracted service providers to do this on our behalf, and the risk that we require a trader to show is what we call a certificate of conformity. This is a certificate that will be verified at the entry point. If you're entering to a level, that is what will be required to show to the UNBS inspector, who will then enter it in the system of the Bureau to confirm that actually this product was tested and inspected. Why one? It saves a lot of time because if everyone was just bringing anything into Uganda, it would be disaster. But also, if something has been detected to be dangerous, it will not be allowed to come into the country. So we are able to stop what is not conforming to the requirements of Uganda standards, not to even enter Uganda. But also, first trade facilitation. We are speaking about cross-border trade. We need decongestion at our entry points. We do not want Nairobi to be congested. So, as government, it's a requirement that we facilitate trade and make sure that everything is moving on as soon as possible. Because I know that this is money. The more you stay at the border point, the more costs that you incur. So, away from the inspection, I also want to take you to what I had introduced earlier, the market surveillance inspection. This is now when you have products inside the country, in the market, whether in supermarkets, in outlets like retail, like wholesale, like we are also ventured into what we call mobile trade, because you've seen vehicles that move and distribute products to people. So our inspection as well covers that. And I want us to share, when we enforce standards, what is it that we will be able to benefit? For example, consumers buying worthless products that will drain you and their pockets, because there's no money for money. Away from losing money, there is also a direct impact to the consumer, where you lose your money, but also you will use a product that will directly impact on your safety and your health, and you'll either be hospitalized, and in very weird situations, we've seen some people lose lives. And then also, we have seen people lose their property. For example, if you use a substandard cable, it can easily cause a fire into your house. If you're using a substandard cement or timber, it can compromise the strength of the building, and the building collapses. That will have a direct impact on your health, but also on the property. And when we look at the economy, for people who do this behind the scenes, for example, I want to share the example we had in Arua some 2 years ago, where someone was manufacturing alcohol, and then we found out that there is another person who is counterfeiting this. When we speak now, that factory closed. But when it closed, it did not only affect the trader, but it affected the revenue, the local revenue in Arua, as well as we actually also registered some debts out of it. And everyone came and said, you were yes, you're doing your job. But where does this come from? People resist to implement standards. That's when we are doing the promotion. And that's when we resort to the enforcement. Even when we have the enforcement, there is a lot of resistance. Say, you are this, why did you come? Why did you close my factory? So I'm getting money to pay this. This is where I'm surviving. So colleagues, you're very familiar with the issue of aflatoxin. This has happened to us very recently, and specifically the trade between Uganda and South Sudan, where our news that was going to South Sudan for some point got intercepted. And the issue that they're speaking about is what we call aflatoxin. Where does aflatoxin come in? It comes in at the farm level, where farmers are not drying the grains as required, and I want not to be specific on this. Or the farmer is not storing it well in the production area. So someone will do the production with contaminated raw material, that is the maize grain, and the product, which is the flour, not be of quality. So what happened at that time is our traders, those that do not want to comply, started sneaking into South Sudan to sell the maize. And when they got intercepted, the issue was that Ugandan maize is substandard. It hurts the trade between Uganda and South Sudan, but also it affected the product's competitiveness for Ugandans. And what we found out that not all traders that are taken to South Sudan, their maize had aflatoxin. No. A few people who were not complying decided to go the rudimentary way and sneak into the market with a product that Bureau had not assessed. And when they were caught, they failed the market for all of us. Yeah? That is how they do it. not complying to standards can be. And as you might predict in the media, when we create that awareness of our people, because we know these are our relatives, these are our uncles, these are our parents, when they do not comply to standards, they will not only affect their businesses, they will affect the businesses of many other genuine people, and it will also affect the trade balance of Uganda. The rest of the other markets will also close their markets to Ugandan markets. Yeah, I also want to draw attention to, if I know we have ladies in the room, we are the culprits when it comes to cosmetics. Yeah, there are some people think that they are not very comfortable with the way God has made them, and they want to use ingredients, some creams that are using prohibited creams to brighten up or lighten up. And in the process, it does not only change your color, it goes beyond that and affects your skin.
Hello, Sylvia. Sylvia?
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you. We do not have too much time, but would also appreciate perhaps if you could take in a few questions. The journalists have quite something. We had planned 30 minutes for you, and I think it would be important if we get as many questions. And your presentation can be shared in entirety to the journalists after. But I think the engagement and questions would really help them, because they have some questions that they really want to ask you.
Yes, let's do that.
Sure. Who would like to? Yeah, you can, I think, come here so that because the mic is.
Yes, Sylvia, thanks for this presentation. We really appreciate. Hello.
Yes, please. I can hear you.
My name is Andrew Cohen. I'm Vessi. I write for a website called Western Online. I come from Arua.
Yes, Andrew.
Yes, Sylvia, as you were presenting at the beginning, you said one of your mandates as the UNBS is to protect public health, safeguard the environment, and facilitate fair trade. And in line with that mandate, what standards has UNBS put in place for one to establish a fuel station? Because we see, for the case of Arua and along the borderline, petrol stations established close to the residential areas where people are staying. And another example is along Arua Nebi Road. There is a market situated in between two fuel stations. So we wonder as journalists how this market was cleared, and secondly, how you clear establishment of fuel stations near residential areas. We would like to get a clarification from you in line with your mandate. Thank you.
Okay. I think you can answer as the questions come in, so that. Yes, Sylvia, you can answer that as the others come.
Wow, I thought I would get like 3, but
if you want them in threes, we can have 2 more. Then you can answer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Jesus, please. Who else has a question? Please.
Good morning, Sylvia. Thank you. My name is Okelo Jesus Ujaro. I am a freelance journalist. My question is, I'm looking at the prevention market access offered under the commercial trade regime, and many small-scale cross-border traders still face non-tariff barriers, such as multiple inspections, high compliance cost, and limited access to trade information. I wanted to understand what practical measures is UNBS taking to help Ugandan traders fully benefit from commercial opportunities while reducing these persistent barriers. That's the question. Thank you.
Sylvia, I hope you noted that. Was it clear to you?
yes, it is clear.
Okay. Third one.
Yes, good morning, Sylvia. My name is Chowo Wile. I would like to Yeah, it has been a while, but I would like to ask you, you're talking about the enforcement standards. Where is the country position as of today in cross-border business? Because we had so many people who smuggle and come in with substandard goods. With your enforcement, where are we? Are we maybe in a range of 1 to 5? Are we in the middle, or we are just at 50 or 100%? Thank you.
Okay, Sylvia, I think you can answer those. Those are 3. Fun.
Okay, thank you so much, colleagues. To start with Andrew, for fuel stations, in government is what we call mandate. So this is what happens to regulate the fuel stations. UNBS, we developed the standards together with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development on the requirements for the establishment of petrol stations. So the mandated institution undertake this is not UNBS. The licensing is done by the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development in conjunction with the respective government bodies. So that means in Arua, the Arua local authority, they have an environment officer. This environment officer is the one that will assess the suitability of the location for the petrol station to be set up. And the responsible government agency for that is the Ministry of Energy. Allow me, colleagues, because I've been a journalist as well, I'll share with you a contact of someone you can call when you have such an issue at the Ministry of Energy. You can write it at 0704 567248. 0704 567248. It's called Peter. He'll be able to direct you and guide you on the issue of assessment of suitable locations for petrol stations. Otherwise, as the Bureau develops the standards, we handed them over to the Ministry. They are supposed to enforce those standards in conjunction with the respective local government authorities. Mr. Okenke, on the cross-border issues and the non-tariff barriers, I want to speak to standards, because standards and compliance to standards is one of the entities that have been registered both at ESC and also at the commercial level. What we have done as UNBS is standards harmonization. Standards harmonization is after you have developed standards to particular products, we will deliberate those standards at the East African community level, have it harmonized. When it is harmonized at the East African community level, we go to the next stage of the African Regional Standardization Organization level, what we call ASA, and you've heard about the African Free Trade Area, and in there, all the trade blocks, SADC, COMESA, ESC, we sit together and agree on one standard, one free the market access. So I want to speak to you, my brother, is that as if you venture into more research into standards, you will be able to see that UNBS, on behalf of Uganda, has harmonized several standards at the regional and continental level, so that standards are no longer a critical non-trade barrier. And we have an inquiry point as UNBS. The World Trade Organization has gazetted us. If you have any information that you require to know about any access, any market, get to the UNBS, we will be able to guide you. But what happens with most business people, they will want to go and export into a market and they have no idea what the market requirements are. And yet, at UNBS, we have all this information. The business community, the traders, if you want to put any market outside Uganda, the first starting point is contact UNBS as the World Trade Organization gazetted entry inquiry points to give you the market requirements into that market where you want to venture into. Do not go there, get frustrated, and then start lamenting and incur a lot of losses, and then say UNBS is not supporting. No, this information is with us at UNBS. We've been gazetted by the World Trade Organization, and any market that you want to sell to, or anyone within your region that wants to go outside Uganda, start with UNBS, get to know the market requirements of those markets, and start from there. Do the homework, and by the time you export, you will have done all the requirements and have all the required certificates and market access requirement, and then you never go because we have done the harmonization. Our certification is recognized at that level, and we will save you from that burden. And eventually to believe about enforcement at the border. Yes, as government, because this we have noticed that there is multiple regulations. In case you are dealing with, for example, if you're dealing with fresh vegetables, the Bureau of Standards sets the standards, but when you want to export outside Uganda, you will be required to get what we call an SPS certificate, and now that certificate is given by Ministry of Agriculture, and if you're really exporting a drug, you will be required to be cleared by the National Drug Authority. But as government, and I want to invite you to be able to demand, to make this demand to government, to try as much as possible to make sure that the facilitation and clearance at border points for business people is seamless. I know we have collaborations that the Ministry of Trade has been pushing for us to have one portal whereby if you're exporting as a trader, you'll be required just to log into that portal, and then when there's something another required government agency, the NBA, the Ministry of Agriculture, or anyone else can be able to do that for you seamlessly. But again, I call upon our colleagues in the media. This is what we need to push for out there as the public.
Okay, thank you, Sylvia. Our time is fast spent. The rest of the questions, I'm going to email them to you. I hope you'll gracefully reply to them, because there are very many and the program is very tight. But thank you once again for taking the time to speak to us, address the questions that have been shared. Maybe unless you have any departing remarks, you can turn on your video as you share one or two things that you'd want the journalists to take away from everything that you've talked about around cross-border trade in regards to UNBS.
Thank you so much, Edward, for this opportunity. To my colleagues in the fourth estate, what I can say, when it comes to cross-border trade, as government, there's a lot we have done. And for the side of UNBS, we have undertaken a lot of harmonization, and that issue that I pointed out of being the national inquiry point on all world trade protocols, including non-tariff barriers. Encourage the business community within our communities within the region to take use of the Bureau of Standards. Start with the standards so that you don't get any troubles with trade. Then the second issue is, as UNBS, we know the need to our partners. When we create and get opportunities like this that has been offered to us this morning, to create awareness. It helps a lot because we are the engine of trade and many other departments in our country. We play a great role. So we want to work with you closely as our partners. I am available. My details, the facilitators have them. Let's engage where you have any issues before we alarm. Before we create the negative narrative about our own country, let us do the basics that we have to do as journalists to make sure that our products are competitive and are able to access markets. And we boost our economy. Thank you. I think that's what I can share.
All right. Thank you once again, Sylvia. A huge round of applause from us here to you. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you. I also appreciate
as mentioned, please share your presentation. Journalists here will be more than glad to receive it. And I'll also be sharing you the questions that were not able to be had this time so that you can answer them in detail as well.
All right. Thank you and enjoy that.
Thank you. Have a good day.